Imagine walking into school every day feeling overwhelmed, anxious, exhausted, or emotionally drained but not knowing how to explain it or ask for help. For many students, this is a reality. According to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, 1 in 6 youths between the ages of 6 and 17 experience a mental health disorder each year. Despite how common these struggles are, many students do not receive proper education about mental health in schools, and for many students, this is a reality. Mental health struggles among students have become more common over the years, yet many schools still do not teach students how to understand or manage their health. Mental health education should be required in schools because it can help students better understand themselves, reduce stigma around mental illness, and teach healthy coping skills that can improve both academic performance and everyday life. Mental health problems among students have become more common over the years. Many students struggle with anxiety, depression, stress, burnout, and emotional pressure from school, work, social media, and personal responsibilities. Despite this, many schools still do not provide mental health education. This topic should be relating to all of us because I'm sure many of us either struggle with mental health personally more often than we would like to admit it, or know somebody who does, which in turn affects grades, relationships, motivation, sleep, and overall well-being. Mental health education should be required in schools because students face growing mental health struggles, students lack support or understanding, and schools can help provide education and healthy coping skills. First, I will discuss the problems caused by the lack of mental health education. Second, I will explain some causes of students' mental health struggles. And finally, I will offer solutions on why schools should require the proper education. To begin, it is important to understand some of the problems students face when mental health education is unavailable in schools. Student stress is often driven by academic pressure like heavy workloads, competitive admissions, social dynamics, and brain developmental changes. These factors, compounded by poor sleep schedules and bad eating habits, most likely than not result in mental health illnesses. Unfortunately, they start struggling silently with stress, anxiety, depression, and burnout. The CDC reports that 2 in 10 students seriously consider attempting suicide. Mental health stigma continues to prevent students from discussing their struggles openly. Many of them fear being judged, labeled, or treated differently if they admit they are struggling with anxiety, depression, or other mental health concerns. Researchers have found that mental health stigma remains one of the most significant barriers to seeking treatment. As a result, students often suffer in silence rather than reaching out for help when they need it. There are several reasons as to why mental health problems among students continue to increase today. A research study published by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention found that increasing numbers of high school students report persistent feelings of sadness and hopelessness. Mental health stigma continues to prevent students from discussing their struggles openly. Many students are never taught healthy coping strategies or emotional management skills. Schools teach subjects such as math, science, history, and English, but emotional wellness is often overlooked. Without education about stress management, emotional regulation, and mental health resources, students may develop unhealthy coping mechanisms or fail to recognize when they need professional support. Although these problems are serious, there are practical solutions that can make a meaningful difference in students' lives. Schools should require mental health education as part of their curriculum. These classes should teach students how to recognize common mental health conditions, manage stress, practice healthy coping strategies, and access available resources. According to the CDC, mental health education offered as part of the curriculum can improve mental health literacy and help students better understand their emotional well-being. Early education can also encourage and open the door for students to seek help before problems become more severe. Students, parents, and community members can help make mental health education a reality by advocating for change. Specific actions that we as supporting individuals can take is to contact school administrators, attend school board meetings regarding school's curriculum, support mental health awareness initiatives, and sign petitions. By speaking up and showing support, we can help ensure that future students receive the knowledge and resources they need. Mental health affects students every day, and it is time for schools to address it with the same importance given to physical health. Mental health education should be required in schools because students face significant mental health challenges, and schools can provide valuable solutions through education and awareness. Today, I discussed the problems caused by the lack of mental health education, including untreated mental health struggles and stigma surrounding it. I then explained some of the major causes such as academic pressure and personal responsibilities outside of schools and the lack of emotional education. Finally, I discussed solutions, including implementing mental health education and encouraging students and community members to advocate for change. Every student is expected to learn how to learn multiple subjects and prepare for future career. But if students are struggling emotionally, that education becomes much harder to learn. By supporting mental health education in schools, we can help create an environment where students are not only prepared for their future careers, but also equipped to care for their own well-being throughout their lives.